ഹലോ ഹലോ ഹലോ. അഞ്ച് കളി പൊട്ടി. ഒന്നായി ഉണ്ടല്ലോ. ഭാഗ്യമില്ലാത്ത ഏതോ ഒരു എന്റെ അക്കൗണ്ട് ആണ് ഇത്. ഒട്ടും ഭാഗ്യമില്ല. എന്റെ അക്കൗണ്ട് കാണുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ ശരിയാവും. പണ മോനെ സീനാണ്. ആണ് എന്താ പറയാത്ത കഴിവേറി എന്താ വരാത്തേ? പേര് ആ കഴിവേറി ഒന്ന് വാടാ.
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Expectations and decibels both
നേരത്തെ എന്നാര്
rising
വിളിക്കണം?
fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. And we're underway. Well, we hardly need reminding, Jim, of the strengths of David Beckham. He could play a huge part in the outcome of this game.
Yeah, he's one of a kind, isn't he, Peter? No one could match his accuracy or technique in delivering the ball. On top of that, you have his great fitness levels getting up and down the pitch, and his big
എന്താ
game
അവൻ?
mentality, and his quiet leadership.
എമ്പോടോ
Well, it's a poor throw that, picked off with relative ease. Now it's Mbappe. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Now it's Stojkovic. Mbappe looking to get on the end of this. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And a chance! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
It's fallen!
അത് എന്ത് കുണച്ച് ഷോട്ട് അടിച്ച്?
That has fair fizzed. Can he get it through? Oh, no joy this
ഇവിടെ
time.
വന്നേക്കാ.
Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well,
എടാ
everything about
എന്തിടാ
the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer
എടുത്തിട്ട്
moment.
അവൻ തന്നെ കൊടുക്കണം.
Tries to pass it through. Stood up well to him there. That's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with.
ഡിഫെൻസീവ്
Militao
ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ
gets the interception. Well, that had the makings of something quite promising, but it's fizzled out into nothing. Nice interception. His
നന്നായി
positioning was spot on. Very nearly half an hour gone here. That is good alertness. Still goalless at the moment. And it's Nagatomo. And that could set him on his way. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and
പുതിയ അപ്ഡേഷന് കൊള്ളാം.
Stojkovic. He's through here. And this is Forlan. He takes a shot. Oh, he's really drilled it.
കറക്കിയാലായിരുന്നു
Our very first corner.
ഉണച്ച
He rises. He's done very well to get to that.
എല്ലാം മട്ടും പിന്നെ
Must be
ചെയ്യുന്നു
thinking what he has to do to
ശരിക്കും
stop
വരുമ്പോൾ.
there.
Can he get on the end of this? Well, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Threads one in, and he's intervened well there. It looked as though that might lead to something. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for
ശടാ
half-time. So we go in at half-time with
നല്ല രീതിയിൽ മിസ്
possession
ചെയ്യുന്നു
still yet to
മറ്റേ
be
ഫ്രീ കിക്ക് വരുമ്പോൾ.
rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. The midway point of the game.
What an end to the half, Peter. A lot of the best action of the half coming at the very end, and I get the feeling the second half may well start in similar fashion, as we'd love to see this momentum maintained. So I'm looking forward to what's to come.
An engrossing half, but we're still where we started, 0-0. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Bonucci did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Now it's Stojkovic. Forlan! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really
കഞ്ഞി കുടിച്ചില്ലേ ഹോർലാൻഡ്?
That's very well played.
Beckham. Forlan under intense pressure.
Yeah, better communication and lots of
എടാ
passing seems to
പാസ്
be the route to
പാത്ത്
quieting him down now.
A deeply frustrating game so far. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, it remains 0-0. Now it's Beckham. That has ended up in no man's land. Looking for a runner. Costa Curta makes the interception. And claimed it back swiftly. Mbappe. And the finish! Oh, he's hit the bar!
എടാ എന്തടാ എന്തടാ
Substitution for Manchester United. Number 20, Bale. Number 18,
Bergkamp, the man with the tools to make a difference
ഒരു
here.
മയില് സാധനം യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല വയ്യണ്ട.
number 10, Isco.
Lovely pass, but can he get there?
Beckham. Coming on the field, number 11.
And the shot! They've scored!
കഴിവേറിയുടെ മോൻ.
Finally, the deadlock is broken.
Look, before we can even delve into the detail, the significance of taking the lead should be our initial reflection.
ഒരെണ്ണം വന്നവനെ അടിച്ച് കളിച്ച് ഞാനായി
Oh,
കൊട്ടാൻ.
that is a sweet finish. Gorgeously controlled and ruthlessly dispatched.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
So we have the first goal.
Well, when the going gets tough, etc., they can still turn this round, I think.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Bonucci gets over and intercepts. And it's Messi. That's a good ball out wide.
You have to expect that from everyone now. I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
He's through now as he tries a shot! And he's there to belt it away. Knocks it into space. Elects to cross. Chance!
എന്തോ
Is the end of it. They hung on right till the finish. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. No shortage of endeavour, effort, at times effervescence, but just one goal to show for all of that. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Well, there's no...
Mami, ocupam stupor. കളി മൂഞ്ചാനുള്ള എല്ലാ ചാൻസും ഞാൻ കണ്ടു.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it.
നിനക്കിന് എന്തിനാടാ കളിക്കാൻ പറ്റാ സമയമില്ലെങ്കിൽ?
Well, we're on the way. Jim, who do you pick out out as the telling individual today.
There's no shortage of great fullbacks in the game today, but Robertson really is among the very best. Some true legends of the game have sung his praises, and
Great chance! Baresi with the clearance. Beckham looking for the run, and this is Forlan. Big chance and the shot, and he's done it.
well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Can he get it through? That's been slipped through. And he's quick to get it clear again. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Xavi Alonso is the team's great visionary. Drogba, that's a good ball out wide.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
It's Vieri! And he has kept it out somehow.
Vieri actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Oh, this looks sharp.
Waste money.
Nicely weighted ball. And the shot!
Baktaya പോയത് പന്ത്.
Goal! They have come roaring back.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable for them.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when...
He's gone for goal! A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Now it's João Pedro. Beckham. Oh, he's been caught on it here.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Belletti. Plays a sharp little ball here. Batistuta has it in a wide position. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is real chance! A potential goal of the season contender, if only.
Well, I'm glad he took the opportunity to run with the ball when the chance came about. That's the kind of positive thinking they need right now.
Now, try to spin that positively. I certainly can't.
കളയാൻ
Left. Romario. Oh, can he finish? Oh, in he goes again. What a wonderful goal! Some heroic
ബാക്കി
goalkeeping,
ആളാർക്കാം.
but even that couldn't save them this time.
No.
Finished
അലിബി ഉണ്ടാവണ്ടേ.
goal score, but the keeper should have done a lot better.
Madrid get themselves into the lead.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
Shot a goal! It's there! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead. And we've reached half-time.
Hello everybody, and this is a quick reminder to let you know that you'll be able to catch today's match broadcast live
ഒന്ന്
on your
കളിക്കാൻ.
FM station. Substitutions taking place.
And we're off again.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
Looking for a runner. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. That's a decent clearance. And that's a throw-in. And he welcomes it in. And it's Beckham. Messi receives it in a wide position. They've won a corner. Beckham to take it as usual. Big header! He will be livid with himself. Xavi Alonso. That's a nicely weighted pass. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Just about up to the hour now. Good running, strong and purposeful. Raul played header! Has a look and plays it forward. McTominay. And it's Messi. That's really nicely played. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Great ball if he can get there. Not much subtlety about that challenge. Well, that's a little loose. Nagatomo delivered. Oh, what a climb! Didn't quite get enough on that.
Yeah, some good movement inside the box. No shortage of targets here.
Xavi Alonso. Raul. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Now, can they get him away? McTominay.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Oh, that's fabulous. Nagatomo crosses it in. He rises! Goal at his mercy, and somehow he's missed it.
Well, they've got a big enough job on their hands as it is, Peter. They really need to be putting those chances away.
Xavi Alonso. Beckenbauer. Raul. Nice looking ball. Gets into some space. Cross goes in there. Climbs up big. Yes! And the lead is extended still further. Utterly unsophisticated, but stuck away with unashamed certainty.
Well, I don't think he could have asked for a better ball in there, Peter. All he had to do was get in position.
Madrid blast themselves into a 3-goal lead.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Four added minutes have
Kimmich.
been indicated.
Now it's Messi. Vieri. Well, now here's a good shapes to shoot! And now the breakaway. And that will be the final act. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see.
Okay. Uf, literal.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The
Hello,
game yet to
everybody,
kick
and
off.
welcome to
The
today's
excitement
match.
already palpable. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So it's down to business here. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Yeah, Harry Kane. He's a deadly finisher, Peter, obviously, but he can contribute much more than that for his team. He's got the physical presence to hold the ball up and the awareness to bring pretty much everyone else into play. His best attributes, however, might be his...
Big header! Firm header, just off target.
He did so well there, it's just a shame about the accuracy.
Rijkaard. Gabriel. He's had it taken off him. Oh, easy pickings there. And it's been played through. He's free. He takes a shot! In he goes again. He's scored!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, listen, last line of defence and you don't get it right, then you're paying a visit to your net.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And no, that was never going to make it. Nagatomo is sporting a guilty look after that.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Decent chance! And it's in! And the lead lost no time at all!
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
There was to be only one outcome.
Well, how's that for composure, Peter? You can see the keeper tried to put as much pressure on him by staying upright, but it didn't faze him, not in the slightest.
Barcelona grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now. Oh, that's a cracking ball. Too quick for defence and keeper.
Midway through the first period, and it's looking quite a game here. And here's Eto'o. Now, can they get it back? Beckham cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
Can he latch on to this?
That's good play from him.
Nagatomo is looking to influence the game from out wide. Nagatomo is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Real chance! Goal!
Quarter.
Barcelona! And the comeback is complete. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Barcelona take the lead.
Yeah, I always felt this was coming. There was a clear increase in both intensity and tempo. Now all they need is to try and maintain it.
Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And this is Eto'o. Eto'o! They've done it! And they're at it again in double quick time. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Barcelona go 2 up and into a position of real strength.
Well, this is nothing less than they deserve, Peter. They're in the driving seat now.
And the first 45 minutes are up.
And now I'd just like to read out our fan club members who are celebrating their birthdays today. substitution on the field. Number 3, Rijkaard. Coming on to
And
replace
we're
him
underway
is
again.
number 5.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Carvajal. And it's Messi. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Oh, that's well spotted. Neymar. Nicely weighted ball. Beckham. And Neymar. Ambitious ball here. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Rijkaard is always looking to break lines. Maradona. Great vision. Shoots!
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Nagatomo. Can he get on the end of this? And that is as far as they're going to go. Messi picks it up out wide. Played in deep. And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that. That is an excellent defensive intervention from the front man. Now it's Eto. Nagatomo. Now it's Messi. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Gabriel. Beckham. And it's Neymar. Tries to pass it through. Neymar. Neymar! Just cruising! They are cruising! And the lead is extended still further. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
So now the difference is 3. Gabriel gets it clear. Nagatomo. Carvajal promptly onto that, and that is that. Now it's Eto. Oh, they can break here. Can he get it through? And that is expertly dealt with. And it's Messi. Oh, he's been caught napping. So much time and space here. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was...
And that is that. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see. Well, after all of that, Jim,
ഹലോ 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 ഹലോ. രണ്ടില്ല അവസ്ഥ. പക്ഷികൾ ഒരേ യാത്രയിൽ. പക്ഷികൾ ഒരേ യാത്രയിൽ. ഓമത്തോളം ഓടേണ്ട 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 ഓമന പൂമുഖം മാണിനേന ഓമന പൂമുഖം വാടാതെ സൂക്ഷിച്ചു ഓമന ചുണ്ടത്തൊരുമനന്ത റോഡിനരികാണ് വീടിനടയാളം ചിമക്കുന്ന ഉപ്പരിച്ചോറുണ്ട് ചോറിൻ കറിയുണ്ട് ഉച്ചയ്ക്കുണ്ണാനല്ലോ കുഞ്ചവരമ്പത്ത് പാമ്പിന്റെ തൊട്ട്
things on the way. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe. There's nothing more frightening for a defender when he's running at you at full speed. He gets into his stride so quickly and seems to just glide across the turf. But when the goal's in front of him, he's also got that cool head that's required to pick a spot and finish everything off.
Yeah, hard to see past him. He'll be looking to put on a show, I'm certain of that. For a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Mbappe! Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper.
Danielson really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner, and just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was arriving quickly.
Steaming on, decent chance! And he's done it! Really tidily gathered, and ultimately a more than tidy finish.
It's shocking, the ease with which he was able to get into the space, and a player of his quality was highly unlikely to miss that.
So, a breakthrough already. Aimed beyond the defence. Kane receives it in a wide position. Beckham with the cross. And that's been repelled. Looking to play him in. Mbappe. Clipped into space. Baresi gets it clear. Just about within shooting range. And that will sail harmlessly past.
Well, it was an ambitious attempt, but it'll keep the defence on its toes at least.
And it's Forlan. Danielson. And reclaimed it in a trice. He can get that clear.
Utaitani clearly are trying to establish themselves as a team that likes to retain the ball, Peter.
And it's a good watch, Jim, isn't it?
Well, it is, and it's always a pleasure for me to see a team move the ball in silky fashion like this. But you know what's coming next, Peter. It has to be with a mean...
Oh, he's been caught on it here! Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. And here's Kane, and he's chosen to go back. Tries to pass it through. It's a goal kick. Mbappe looks to get on the end of this. Great chance! It's a goal! It had to come! It just had to come! He had to have his say! There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly done.
Just way, way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Added time.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
And that's it for the first half. A breathless ending. So it's all squared. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, both sides would have expected a closely fought match, and that's pretty much what we've got so far. The early exchanges, I think, in this second half will be worth keeping an eye on to see if any adjustments have been made to change things.
Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here. Kane. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
And here's Stojkovic. Van Bouten defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. And this is Forlan. Well, that is one way to stop him.
ആണോ?
Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. And he shoots! Nagatomo. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Raul. And here's Raul. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Well, that looks a decent ball. Hangs chance! A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Nedved. And now the breakaway. And it's hoisted clear. Oh, he's been caught napping! Nagatomo. Owen has created one goal already. Can he get onto this? Stojkovic. Nagatomo providing an outlet on that flank. Danger averted for now.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the...
Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. I do think he's feeling the effects of that tackle. So who's he going to be aiming for here? Raul. Danielson is onto this. Oh, he's certainly caught him there. It's a free kick. This could spell real trouble. We know he has already been booked.
Well, it was deliberate, it was cynical, and you have to understand the frustration of being denied a clear opportunity, but it had to be done.
Nedved! Oh, smart save. He had plenty to do.
Well, I thought his starting position was good, and that helped the keeper to judge the flight of the ball and deal with it well.
Substitution on the field. Number 22.
And we have our very first corner.
Number 9, Owen. Coming on the field, number 21, Messi. Number 10, Mbappe. Substitution.
Up he goes! Goal! And they get themselves in front! A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball, made a classic move and met it perfectly.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
What a great time to score, but it does give the manager a real headache. Does he sit on this lead now, or try and finish it off?
Five minutes left on the clock. Yamal. But he's cut it out.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
Yildiz.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
Looking for options for movement. Van Bouten gets across to intercept that. 4 added minutes on the board. And that pass just didn't quite work. And it's Messi. And there goes the final whistle. Well, that was intense and enjoyable contest that either could easily have won, ultimately decided by just the... Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. There's the whistle, and here we go. Jim, how are you reading the formation?
Yes, and the importance of this formation is not to allow the midfield three and the attacking three to become too detached from one another. If that happens, then pressure can quickly be applied via the counter-attack, and you can be exposed defensively. So compactness can't be compromised, and you need talkers in this team. You need leaders and people that are willing to organise things very quickly.
And it's Kane. Now it's Stojkovic. Thuram cuts it out. Oh, good spread. Eto'o. It's run loose. Oh, he's been caught on it here.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. For me, Peter, David Beckham is one of the greatest wide players of his generation.
And a bit of a throwback in a way, in the sense that he's a right-footed right winger.
Yeah, it's the perfect position for him. His game has never been about cutting inside. It was kind of to hit the byline and get crosses in.
He's often mentioned, though, hasn't he, that he'd rather play in the middle.
Yeah, and that's something I find hard to understand personally, in view of his brilliant skill set.
And a chance! Goal!
എന്താണ്
Milan!
പോണം നമ്മുടെ
And Milan have the lead. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Milan have taken the lead.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Now it's Eto'o.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
And that's gone loose. Gattuso. Oh, he's found support out wide. Well, that's not the cross he had in mind. It's played through for him. Now it's Stojkovic. Shot, surely! Oh, taken with style. And the lead lost no time at all.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop. Just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Not much subtlety about that challenge. Eto'o.
Oh, really well played.
There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And he's picked it up out wide. Elects to cross. Can he finish? Goal! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Can he get on the end of this? Nicely aimed pass. Oh, nicely intercepted. Nice looking ball. And he cuts out the supply. Nagatomo is one whose deliveries we all know about. Nice control. Decent progress down the left. Throw in. Takes aim and crosses. And that's the keeper's ball. There's the whistle for half-time. Well, what a comeback. Certainly I didn't see that coming, nor I think did many in this crowd. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, Peter, I'm just thinking of the best way to describe that. Frantic, frenzied. It was unmissable and it was irresistible. Forget about the analysis on this one, just enjoy it.
Very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1. And we're already back up and running after half-time. It's a promising position. And here's the chance to counter. Gattuso. Kimmich wins the duel this time. It's a searching pass. He's in plenty of space here. And they've got rid. And it's Thuram. Now here's the delivery. Easy enough for the goalkeeper.
Well, that might be the first time they've gone long, Peter. They've clearly been told to try something different.
Bullet constantly looking for the ball into the box. Kimmich, well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Nagatomo for Owen. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Owen looking understandably energised after his goal. And he's only too happy to... And Hullet! A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
That's great reading of the game and it led to a decent chance. Cracking aggression.
Milan choosing to make the first change.
Hullet. Number 14, Johan Cruyff. Number 5, Franz Beckenbauer. Number 7, Cristiano
Vinicius Junior.
Number 22.
And this is... And the finish! He scored! It's level again! What a match we have!
Yeah, and it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get press from the front and you have...
He's had a shot! Goal! Milan! And the comeback is complete! And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him. If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
He's got away. That's going to go a long way. Nicked it back promptly. Pelé. Messi. Messi! And that would have been game, set and match.
Well, the keeper spared a few blushes here. Going 2 down at this stage would have made it an awful long way back.
And it's hoisted clear. And reclaimed it in a trice.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Well timed, excellent interception. Thuram with the clearance. Threads one in. Good ball over the top. And time is up. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end. Momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see.
Mm.